Shalom. Before I begin this video, first and foremost, I want to give all praise, honor, and glory to Yahweh, Bahashem, Yahweh Shai, Rahawa Kakwadash. Double honors to the apostles and elders of Great Millstone that continue to rule very well to this very day. Shalom to the hopeful elect that's continually plowing in this work, that's giving all diligence to make your calling extra sure in all faith, true sincerity. Shalom. Now, topic of this video is going to be entitled The Great Harvest, the End of the World. Because prophecies have been moving forward. We just had the U.S., Britain, and France conduct airstrikes in Syria. And now we're about to see how the other nations react to this. All right, which ultimately all these things that are going on is going to ultimately lead up to World War III, in which, seeing these things happen, we know that the harvest is near and it's very close. Because right now we're in the midst of summer. Spiritually, we're in the midst of summer. Okay, and Yahweh Shai, who these people inwardly call Jesus, put forth a parable concerning that fig tree. All right, in the summertime. All right, because you know, the whole time before all these things started happening, you know, you didn't have the prophets out in the highways and byways as they are now. All right, because that was during the winter. All right, it was winter time when the prophets weren't out. All right, and then came Abba Bivens, which started the ministry through the spirit and power of Yahweh Bahashem Yahweh Shai. And then came the spring. All right, that's when things started to bud, as spiritually wise. You know, you had which ultimately led towards the formation of Great Millstone. Okay, now we're in the midst of summer. All right, and that fig tree has put forth leaves and fruits. All right, and you're seeing that with the constant influx of videos that's being put out concerning prophecy. Brothers are waking up to this truth. All right, you see more camps out in the highways and byways throughout the world. So summer is we're already in the midst of summer, man. And the Russian bear has awoken out of that hibernation, man. All right, if you know, I mean, it's common knowledge that, you know, with the bear, right, during the wintertime, you know, it hibernates, man. It sleeps during the whole season. But then when it starts to get warm, then that bear awakens, man. And the Russian bear has awoken. All right, you see Russia, which Russia's symbol is the bear. So you see Russia gathering its military forces, developing thermonuclear capabilities. All right, that's why you have something called an arms race. All right, and gathering together your weaponry. So the bear has awoken, and the fig tree has fully budded and sprouted. All right, and it's bearing fruit. So with that being said, the harvest is near, man. All right, the harvest is at the doorsteps. So I'm gonna go ahead and jump into the scriptures. I'll just pull out some few precepts to show you. All right, now Salakia, if I had to put the phone down from time to time, I'm here at my job. So if I had to handle business, Salakia, just bear with me for a minute. This is the book of Matthew, the 24th chapter, in the 32nd verse. It says, now learn a parable of the fig tree. And this is Yahweh Shai speaking, who these people inwardly call Jesus. All right. It says, when its branch is yet tender and put forth leaves, you know that summer is nigh. All right. So Slakia got to put the phone down. Like I said before, Slakia, Bear with me for 1 minute. Slacky. I'm gonna read it again. It says, now learn a parable of the fig tree. When its branch is yet tender and put forth leaves, you know that summer is nigh. So we're already in the midst of summer, man. All right. Because if you keep reading, it said verse 33, it says, so likewise, when ye shall see all these things, know that it is near, even at the doors. All right. So, and what are those things? All right, let's go up a few verses. Slack you. All right, I start at verse 6. It says, and ye shall hear wars and rumors of wars. See that you be not troubled, for all these things must come to pass, but the end is not yet. For nation shall rise against nation, and kingdom against kingdom, and there shall be famines and pestilences and earthquakes in diverse places. All these are the beginning of sorrows. All right. Now, if I skip down a little bit, I'm gonna skip down to verse 14. It says, "In this gospel of the kingdom shall be preached in all the world for a witness unto all nations, and then shall the end come." Okay. And the end represents the harvest. All right. So we see wars and rumors of wars. All right. Kingdom against kingdom. All right. Nation against nation. So we see earthquakes in diverse places, which has been happening as well. All right. All right. You have famines, which soon to hit the soils of America. All right. Which the situation in Venezuela is a prelude to what you're going to see here in America, which is known as Babylon the Great. Pestilences. You have different diseases. Recently you had H1N1. You had Ebola virus. And recently, I brought out a video concerning this next virus, so to speak, which really is bacteria, which the CDC is deeming it as a nightmare bacteria. Go and Google it, man. All right, or I recently did a video on it. You can check out the video. But see, that's those famines and pestilences and earthquakes in diverse places, and we see those things, man. All right, so it stands to say today that summer, like it says right here, summer is nigh, in which we're in the time of the summer. All right, because it says right here, so likewise ye, when ye shall see all these things, know that it's near, even at the doors. Okay, now I want to get another precept, which get the book of Matthew, the 13th chapter. Let's see. Start at verse 24. It says, "And another parable put he forth unto them, saying, the kingdom of heaven is likened unto a man which sowed good seed in his field. But while men slept, his enemy came and sowed tares among the wheat and went his way. But when the blade was sprung up and brought forth fruit, then appeared the tares also." All right, which you have that now, man. You got the tares in the wheat. All right, in which you have as far as the tares goes, you have wicked men of Israel. All right, that's been found out to be wicked. All right, in which you still have some that call themselves Israelites. And they're gonna go back into the world, man, either by way of being kicked out or the Lord pushing them out, man. Okay. And the wheat represents the elect men of Israel. Okay? Because I'm going to show you. Verse 25 said, "But while men slept, his enemy came and sowed tares among the wheat and went his way. But when the blade was sprung up and brought forth fruit, then appeared the tares also." All right? And that fruit is being brought forth right now, man. All right? You see the fruits by way of the internet. All right? You see brothers' works. All right? The fruits are bear witness when brothers put up videos, man. Okay? Verse 27 says, "So the servants of the householder came and said unto him, Sir, didst not thou sow good seed in thy field? From whence then had it tares? He said unto them, An enemy hath done this. The servant said unto him, Wilt thou then that we go and gather them up? But he said, Nay, lest while you gather up the tares, you root up also the wheat with them," man. All right, and that's going into the harvest. Okay? Now, if you look up an image of a wheat and a tare, they both look identical. All right, but they're different. Okay? Now, verse 30 said, "Let both grow together until the harvest, and then in the time of the harvest I will say to the reapers, Gather ye together first the tares, and bind them in bundles to burn them, but gather the wheat into my barn." All right, and that wheat represents the elect of Israel, man. All right, because the scripture, when it goes to the wheat and the tares, not only is it talking about Israel, that, or should I say Edom, that looks like Israel, because you do have guys that look like Israelites, right? They might look like a so-called Negro or Hispanic or whatever, or a so-called Native American Indian, but if that line goes back to Edom, that makes them an Edomite, right? And, we've seen guys that give off the spirit of Edomites. All right. So not only talking about that, it's concerning the wheat and the tares, but also it's talking about the true men of Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahushai, all right, and the separation of the elect and the 2/3, right? Because the 2/3 is a separate nation towards Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahushai, man. The Lord has considered them to be heathens, all right. So therefore, concerning the elect, that's the wheat, and the Lord's going to gather the wheat into his barn. But the tares, which represents not only the ones that may look like Israel but not Israel, all right, and the ones that are the 2/3 number, he's going to gather them up, he's going to burn them, man. Okay. Now verse 31, it says, "Another parable put he forth unto them, saying, The kingdom of heaven is like unto a grain of mustard seed," in which, and it does it on that. Now I want to go, it should be further on down. Verse 37, it says, "He answered and said unto them, He that soweth the good seed is the Son of Man." All right. Verse 38 said, "The field is the world. The good seed are the children of the kingdom, which the elect." All right. "But the tares are the children of the wicked one." All right. That's 2/3 of our people, man. Okay. Verse 39 says, "The enemy that sowed them is the devil." All right. Which we already know who that is. Esau, which is the so-called white man. All right. And it says, "The harvest is the end of the world, and the reapers are the angels." All right. So there it is, man. It tells you that the harvest is the end of the world. Okay. So during the time of the harvest, the Lord is going to gather up the wheat, which is the elect men out of the nation of Israel, and the tares, he's just gonna burn them. He's gonna bundle them together. He's gonna burn them. All right. In which, if you go into where it says the enemy that sold them is the devil, right? Because Jake, specifically 2/3 of our people, they follow behind the coattails of Esau, man. All right. And what Esau has breed is just how should I put it, man? Concerning Jake, because it's really not a nice, it's not a nice thing. It's really not a nice way to put it, man. It's just, I'm gonna just tell you like it is, man. Esau has bred niggas, man. All right, Esau's bred niggas, Spicks, and Uncle Tomahawks. Okay. So the enemy, which is Esau, sold the tares, which is 2/3 of our people. Okay. And the Son of Man, which is represents Yahushai, sold the good seed, which is the elect. Okay. And it says, like it says right here, it says the field is the world, right in verse 38. The good seed are the children of the kingdom, but the tares are the children of the wicked one, man. All right. Man, my news app is going crazy right now. Yeah, so that's actually, let's read one more verse 40. It says, and therefore the tares are gathered and burned in the fire, so shall it be in the end of this world. All right. So at the end of everything, which, you're going to that word world, it's aeon, right? The age. So therefore, at the end of this current age that we're in right now, they're going to be gathered together and they're going to be burned in the fire, man, which is going to be by way of thermonuclear fire. Okay. Verse 41 says, the Son of Man shall send forth his angels, and they shall gather out of his kingdom all things that offend and them which do iniquity, and shall cast them into a furnace of fire. There shall be wailing and gnashing of teeth. All right. So that's it on that, man. I want to go to Revelations, the 14th chapter, in the 15th verse. It says, and another angel came out of the temple, crying with a loud voice to him that sat on the cloud, thrust in thy sickle and reap, for the time is come for thee to reap, for the harvest of the earth is ripe. And that's true. This place is ripe to be reaped, man. Okay, because America has reached its height of wickedness, man. Okay, because if the times continue that they are right now, then nothing is gonna nothing that you see on the planet Earth right now is gonna be salvageable, man. All right, no flesh is gonna be saved if the times continue as they are now. All right, that's why the men of the Lord, we're begging you, how about Shemiah Shah, to come back to deliver us and destroy this place, man. All right. So this place is ready for destruction, man. All right. And the elect is ready to get the hell up out of here. Now, verse 16 said, and he that sat on the cloud thrust in his sickle on the earth, and the earth was reaped. All right. And another angel came out of the temple which is in heaven, he also having a sharp sickle. And another angel came out from the altar which had power over fire, and cried with a loud cry to him that had the sharp sickle, saying, thrust in thy sharp sickle, and gather the clusters of the vine of the earth, and her grapes are fully ripe. And the angel thrust in the sickle into the earth, and gathered the vine of the earth, and cast it into the great winepress of the wrath of the Most High. All right. Verse 20. And the winepress was trodden without the city. All right. And blood came out of the winepress even unto the horse bridles, by the space of 1,600 furlongs, man. So that vine of the earth was cast into the winepress, and out of the winepress came out blood. All right. Now I want to grab another scripture concerning that, man. Let's see, Slakia. I don't know exactly where it is. Okay, here it is. This is Deuteronomy 32nd chapter, and I'm gonna start a few verses up, man, because this lets you know that 2/3 is included within this, man. All right, I'm gonna start at verse 29. Deuteronomy the 32nd chapter and the 29th verse, it says, "Oh, that they were wise, that they understood this, that they will consider their latter end. How should one chase 1,000 and two put 10,000 to flight, except their rock has sold them, and Yahweh Shemiah Shai has shut them up?" And that's exactly what happened. The Lord did sell us, man. All right, he sold us by way of us going into slavery. All right, and us being falling away from our nationality. Okay. Verse 31 says, "For their rock is not as our rock, even our enemies themselves being judges." Okay. So their rock, which talking about our nation, all right, because their rock is Mr. Feelgood, Mr. Feelgood, Jesus. All right, that's their rock. That's the rock that they trust in. They trust in Serapis Christus, man. All right, those of you that are in the know exactly who I'm talking about. It says, "For their rock is not as our rock, which our rock is Yahushua, which is the Son of the Heavenly Father." All right, the ones that the majority of our people don't know about. Okay, even our enemies themselves being judges. For their vine is the vine of Sodom, in the fields of Gomorrah. All right, so mind you, we just read earlier about the vine that was reaped out of the earth, the vine of the earth being reaped. All right, because when you go into it, man, Jake, they trust in America, man. All right, in America, like I mentioned earlier at the beginning of the video, this is a place. Well, I'm not sure if I mentioned it at the beginning of the video, but I'm just going to mention it again just in case. That this place, which is known as the great great city, which is spiritually called Sodom and Egypt. All right, so the vine of Sodom is like it says in the book of Revelation, will be reaped. All right, in the fields of Gomorrah, and their grapes are the grapes of gall. The clusters are bitter. All right. So, in the time to come, in the great harvest, this place is going to be reaped, man. It's going to be destroyed by fire, because it speaks about the angel that had power over fire, right? And Slacky, got to put the phone down once again. Slacky. All right, Slacky. But yeah, that's pretty much it on that, man.